Blue Jays fans, buckle up because the bombshell that just dropped is about to flip our entire offseason upside down. The New York Mets just pulled off a massive trade that has every GM in baseball scrambling, and it's creating a nightmare scenario for our Kyle Tucker dreams. We're talking Marcus Semien heading to the Big Apple, while Brandon Nimmo packs his bags for Texas, and this move just made our toughest competition even more dangerous. I'm breaking down exactly how this trade throws a wrench into Toronto's master plan and what it means for Jays Nation moving forward. If you're a true fan of the Blue Jays, you won't want to miss a second of today's updates. Smash that like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Let's get real about where we stand right now. The Blue Jays just watched one of their biggest obstacles in the Kyle Tucker sweepstakes get a whole lot scarier. We're sitting here in late November, watching other teams make their moves while we're still trying to figure out our approach to this offseason. The AL East is as cutthroat as ever, with the Yankees already locked and loaded, the Orioles making noise, and don't even get me started on what Boston might be cooking up. Our rotation needs help, our lineup could use that superstar bat, and Tucker represents everything we've been missing since those championship days. But now the Mets just cleared a path to make Tucker their next big splash, and that should have every Blue Jays fan sweating bullets. Here's where things get messy for Toronto. We've been hearing whispers about Tucker being our top target, and honestly, it made perfect sense. A proven all-star outfielder who can anchor our lineup and give us that championship-caliber presence we've been craving. But the Mets trading away Nimmo isn't just about clearing roster space. It's about sending a message to the entire league that they're all in on landing the biggest fish in the pond. The financial numbers tell the whole story. The Mets are taking on Semien's remaining $72 million while shipping out Nimmo's $101.25 million deal. That's serious payroll flexibility. And when you're talking about Tucker potentially commanding a $400 million contract, every dollar matters. Meanwhile, we're still dealing with our own budget constraints and the reality that Rodgers needs to see this team as a championship contender before they open the vault. But here's where it gets interesting. This move doesn't just affect Tucker. It's going to create a domino effect throughout the entire free agent market. If the Mets land Tucker, suddenly teams like the Giants, Phillies, and even dark horses like the Mariners are going to pivot to other targets. That could actually work in our favor if we're smart about it. Before we continue, smash that like if you bleed blue and white and want to see the Blue Jays make a statement this offseason. Now here's the kicker that has me both terrified and excited. The Mets making this move might actually force our front office's hand. Ross Atkins and Mark Shapiro can't sit around and watch every other contender load up while we're stuck in neutral. If Tucker was truly our plan A, then this Mets trade should have them on the phone right now, not waiting until spring training to make their move. Think about what Tucker brings to this lineup. We're talking about a guy who can hit 30 home runs, drive in 100 RBIs, and play elite defense in the outfield. Stick him in our lineup with Vlad, Bo, and the rest of our core. And suddenly we're not just hoping to sneak into a wild card spot, we're talking about legitimate AL East contention. But the pessimist in me knows how these things usually go for Toronto. We've watched this movie before. Big name becomes available, we get linked to him for months, other teams swoop in with better offers, and we end up settling for the consolation prize. The Mets have deep pockets, they've got that New York appeal, and now they've got a clear path to make Tucker their centerpiece. Here's what needs to happen if we want any shot at landing Tucker. First, Rodgers needs to give Atkins the green light to compete at the top of the market. None of this will go to $300 million, but not a penny more nonsense. Second, we need to package a trade proposal that includes some of our young talent to help offset the financial commitment. And third, we need to move fast before every other contender starts circling like sharks. The scary part is that Tucker has options. He doesn't need to come to Toronto to win. The Mets are building something special. The Yankees are always dangerous, and there are probably 3 or 4 other teams we don't even know about yet who are putting together competitive offers. Remember when we thought we had a real shot at Shohei Ohtani? How about when Corey Seager was supposedly interested in coming north of the border? These big-name free agents have a funny way of ending up anywhere except Toronto, and that's the reality we're dealing with as Blue Jays fans. But wait, there's a twist coming that could change everything. What if the Mets trading for Semien is actually about something completely different? What if they're planning to move him again, Or what if this is setting up an even bigger move that we haven't seen coming yet? The winter meetings are still ahead of us, and you know how crazy things can get when all the GMs are in the same room. Blue Jays fans, comment your city below. Let's map out just how far Jays Nation spreads and show everyone we're Canada's team with the loudest fans. Here's the bottom line that every Jays fan needs to understand. This Mets trade isn't just about Marcus Semien and Brandon Nimmo. It's about the ripple effect that's going to shape our entire offseason. If we lose out on Tucker because we weren't aggressive enough, it's going to be a long winter of wondering what could have been. The clock is ticking, the competition is getting fiercer, and our championship window isn't going to stay open forever. Vlad and Bo are entering their primes. Our pitching staff has potential, and Rogers Center is ready to explode with playoff baseball again. So here's my question for Jays Nation. Do you trust this front office to make the moves we need to compete at the highest level? Are you ready to see Toronto go all in on a superstar like Tucker? Or are we going to watch another big name slip through our fingers while we play it safe? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button if you want to see the Blue Jays shock the baseball world, and make sure you're subscribed because this offseason is just getting started. The next few weeks are going to determine whether we're serious contenders or just another team hoping for a miracle. What's your boldest prediction for how this Tucker situation plays out? Let me know below.